cult. And I think all of you should probably know that now. Because I know Kel was really not saying anything about it, but I figured that I would go ahead and I'll play Kel for the time being till we find another player, or if you guys want another player or not. So Kel,
always another player.
Kel says, they offered me a position in the cult, in the cult and of Howling Hatred, and I told them that I would think about it. But of course, I was thinking about it as using it as a strategic leverage that we could have on them, possibly if we ever needed to infiltrate their ranks again. So then Jolliver goes on to the Cult of the Crushing Wave, which he tells you that he worships Gar Shatterkeel, and the Cult of Howling Hatred, they worship Yon Si Bin. So he tells you, and for the cult of Howling Hatred, he tells you that there is a point in the Sighing Valley where there is a robed keeper that will give you entrance in Knife Point in the Knife Point Gully in the Sighing Valley. Now, out of character, does anybody remember looking through remember when you guys were on the spire and there were these lenses, these seeing lenses on the top of Feathergale Spire? Does anybody remember looking through those? And somebody saw a robed figure. One of you guys that were looking through these lenses, these magical lenses, actually saw the robed keeper. He was there 1 second and then was gone. So, Jolliver tells you that the entrance to the Temple of Howling Hatred is in the Sighing Valley. And as for the Temple of Crushing Wave, we have a secret landing here that I have the key for, and he takes his key ring, sets it down on his desk, and kind of pushes it towards the end of it, and says, I will show you how to get to the Temple of Crushing Wave. It is a several-mile trip in an underground cavern, and it will lead you to the cavern. There is
What do you want from Punk? Why you need us?
Well, first off, I don't want to. I want to live, number one. So I am eliminating all of the interrogation. I don't like being tortured. I am outnumbered 5-1. Of course, I have 8 servants in the back, but these servants, they're not fighters. They're just mere employees of mine. They're cooks, servants, maids, and like I said, you've bested all of my men. All 40 of my men that I had here at Riverguard Keep, you 5 individuals have killed all of them. That says something.
What say we go ahead and move in here?
Move in as in my guest for the next foreseeable future?
Indeed. We could always use a base of operations.
You do know that the Cult of Crashing Wave knows that this is their location. So I am sure that they will have a pretty big problem with that.
Very well then.
How many gold we talking about to help you out? We talking lots of money?
That's in my chambers, or wherever I have it hidden. There's quite a bit.
I like that you said it's in my chambers. Oh, wait, or wherever I have it hidden. Did I just give that away?
No, he didn't give any. He didn't really give anything away. He just kind of chuckles about it and says, "I've got hundreds of gold that you can have. I've got hundreds. I've got quite a bit, actually." And the servants are still continually bringing out more food, more vegetables. Now they're starting to bring out some breads and some stews and
Do any of them
little mini
eye?
cakes, cupcakes. Now do what now, Theo?
Do any of them catch my eye?
Sure, I'm sure probably all of it would. It's all homemade. It's really good stuff. I mean, it's not like
I
you're
think he
eating
means the servants.
the servants. No, all of these they're all males.
Well,
They may catch your eye, Theo. I don't know what way Theo's swinging or
No,
anything,
you're-
but
yeah, he's not one to. I'm not one to judge Theo. Whatever.
Let's just say I'm not gay, but 20 gold is 20 gold.
Lord have mercy.
Jolliver starts to talk about the cult of the Black Earth. They worship Marlos Urnrail, and they also have a temple of the Black Earth. And this temple of the Black Earth is located under their hideaway, which is the monastery. Remember the monastery where you found the dwarves?
Yeah, the Lich.
Yep. Remember the steel gate that you guys actually still have the key for? Remember when you had? You remember? We'll kind of touch up on that as well because we haven't played for a while. So we'll kind of go back and cover a couple things. Now remember, you guys rescued Brodunthar, the dwarf that was on the caravan. He was actually one of the delegates that was captured. Well, he was in those cages, and he told you that the other dwarf, Rundorth, and Teresial, those two were also taken down into the Earth Temple. And remember, he told you that you probably weren't experienced enough to handle the monstrosities down in there. But you guys now are probably okay. I think you've gotten like 2 or 3 levels since then. So, and then remember, there was also an elf. And this elf, anybody remember the name of the elf?
Is it that moon elf?
Destina, yeah. Yep, Destina Norvale.
Yeah.
She had the magic seeds to take to the gold fields, which were located to the south of Red Larch, because their lands are really fertile, but recently the lands haven't been as fertile as normal because of not a lot of rains and such. So the elves have wanted to help because the area in Red Larch supplies a lot of the food, a lot of the grains and food, vegetables for the entire Sword Coast. So that's why these magical seeds were supposed to go down to the Golden Fields. And
remember Doc
elf
is trying to get some seeds himself.
Well, yeah,
Payment.
yeah. The elves told you that they would give you some of these magical seeds.
That's right.
But not the seeds that you're supposed to recover. Now remember,
Correct.
This caravan, and remember that Brodunthar, he tells you that this caravan was not raided once but twice. The first time that they were raided was by the Earth Cult. Now the Earth Cult is the one that it took everyone prisoner, and then remember they found the sea ferry there at Wamford, and that's how you guys met. The boat captain there, the Genasi that you guys actually took. You took his boat here. Scrimjaw, yeah. So after they got off of his ferry, they got jumped again by the Cult of the Air. And the Cult of the Air, they took the Moon Elf. So, the Griffin Riders, they're the ones that took the Moon Elf. Where the Moon Elf is, and if you guys ask Jolliver, he probably tells you that probably in the Temple of Howling Hatred. Unless they're keeping her there, in the Slying Valley, at the actual tower, at the Feathergale Spire, they could be keeping her there, but chances are she's probably down in the Temple of Howling Hatred.
Well, that really sucks because we went all over that place. The Feathergale Spire. That's the one where
but you didn't really investigate hardly anything though of it. You went to the top
I guess
spire.
We were just walking around.
Yeah, you guys were being good guests for sure, but you guys didn't really. I remember Sasha was wanting to snoop around, but she didn't, and then she went on her griffin riding escapade and
her joyride.
Yeah, she went on the last joyride she would ever take. So.
I was just thinking the same Dave.
And I survived because I'm better than her.
Yeah, you
everybody's
did.
better than her, duh.
It's alright. That's gonna be. It's gonna be coming.
So he turns to everyone and he says, "So what do you know about the cult of Eternal Flame? What all do you know of this cult?"
I know their symbol. That it. Don't know much about no flame, except hot.
Well, he tells you that.
Besides just their symbol.
You know that they worship Vanifer, a tiefling, a female tiefling. You know that that cult worships them, and you've heard of a temple of eternal flame, but you have no clue where it is.
So I just know the basics.
Pretty much, yeah. The lore behind the cults, yeah, and the symbols and all that stuff, yeah. Which is not a bad thing because that's how this all started, you know. So that's a Grimjaw. So you're asking Grimjaw about the eternal flame.
Yeah, let's hear about it.
Only ones we haven't met yet.
Yeah, well, he tells you that there is another one of these ancient ruins here in the Desern Valley, and it is the old Scarlet Moon Hall, and it is another tower, and the Scarlet Moon Hall has been recently acquired by the Cult of Eternal Flame, and the leader, of course, they worship the tiefling Vanifer, but they have a new stooge that is running the lower ranks of the Cult of Eternal Flame, much like I'm the lower level stooge, I guess you could say, and he laughs, of the Cult of Crushing Wave. And he tells you that this guy's name is Elazar Dryflagon. Elazar Dryflagon, and he's one of these cultists of the Eternal Flame that has posed as a shapeshifter, and he kind of shudders and he says he is by far he is by far anything far from a real shapeshifter, and he is basically posing as a fictitious druid that knows the rite of the Wicker Giant, and he tells you that the rite of the Wicker Giant is basically some old wise tale of a ritual that can restore nature's balance in any troubled region. So he's promoting this at Scarlet Moon Hall, and he's this chap is giving free lessons to perform the ritual. So of course there have been other druids, other rangers of the area that have been flocking to the Scarlet Moon Hall. So there are several large groups of these people that have set up camps at this hall, and they're waiting for him to perform and teach them, which in all honesty he's not really doing anything but gathering people to try to recruit them into, the Cult of Eternal Flames. That is his plan. This fraud, this fictitious shape changer, he knows nothing about the rite of the Wicker Giant. There is no such thing. It's all wise tales. So
do I know anything about rite of the Wicker Giant? And when you say restore nature's balance in a region, what do you mean? You mean like if it's a desert, it'll bring
life back into
water to the desert?
Exactly, yeah. It'll make it a nice balanced area, yeah.
That might be something I'm interested in, because that would be pretty awesome if I could grow more food.
Donkey Appleseed?
Donk would
That's right.
love that.
Yeah, so I think Donk's gonna say, tell Donk more about Rite of Wicker Giant. Tell me how to do it, how you make that happen.
So let me. I'm gonna pull
I might want to know
the map
do
out
I know
again.
anything about that? Let me roll something.
Oh,
I haven't
where
rolled
is-
anything yet, Dave. I want to roll something.
It's all right.
Yeah, I was thinking about rolling a Knowledge Arcana on that.
I'm trying to find out where the heck all of our marks went on the map. That is not good, everybody. Well, I don't think it's really going to matter now. We could probably just give you the full Desrin DM map. I mean,
Oh, sweet.
yeah,
Give me
we.
the DM map, Dave. I want to find out all the secret places to go.
There's quite a few. Well, which kind of sucks because we had a large portion of this map uncovered, which he basically Jolliver's spilling the beans. He's gonna tell you everything about locations of everything.
Oh, Donk love beans.
So here's the map that he shows you. Here is you guys are here at Riverguard Keep. I got one thing I want to pull out. Hold on.
Oh my God, Dave. Oh, okay. You mean on the map?
Oh Jesus.
Oh,
You're gonna
it's a
get
big
kicked off
giant
Twitch. I'll have to use.
There
the
you
Zoom
go.
icon.
Ladies. All right.
Ladies.
So you guys are right here at Riverguard Keep. I've got this nice arrow here, this pointer, so it kind of tells us where we are. So, all right. So here's Riverguard Keep. You guys have been here to the Sacred Stone Monastery. There's the shallow graves that you found from the old farmer from Red Larch. Here's Feathergale Spire. Here is where the delegation was ambushed the first time, and then the second time they were ambushed was down a little bit down further south. This is where the elf was stolen. Here's Summit
Did we
Hall.
ever find that body?
No, you did not.
This whole place, there's nothing going right in this whole area, Dave. Everybody here
No.
needs help.
I know this. The Somber Hills is just corrupted with all this cultist activity. So, but he tells you that he just doesn't see eye to eye with a lot of the other fanatical cultists, and he doesn't wish. He thinks the elements should work together. They could be a powerful force, but one for good. So you can actually tell that this guy isn't your. He's against the grain, that's for sure. And if if his other elders probably knew of this, he probably wouldn't last, if you know what I mean. He would probably be taken out. That's for sure. He's not he's not your typical cultist.
I think we should still go find that body. I don't want to keep, Mr. Lich waiting.
Looking for his brother. I say we figure out where our next, what we're supposed to do next.
Well, obviously, our host here needs our assistance, especially if you're willing to come off of quite a bit of gold. What exactly is the game plan that you need our assistance with?
Well, you
'Cause
take.
I'm always up for more gold.
I will be honest with you. You do what you want. Do what you want with the information that I've given to you. But just remember, not all of the cultists are into sacking caravans, stealing magic seeds, stealing delegates, holding them for ransom. Not all of the cults are like this, and there are other members of the other cults that feel the same way that I feel. So take that information and do what you want with it. The choice is ultimately up to you. Obviously, I'm trying to save my skin because I want to see the cult flourish, but not in the way that it is flourishing now. And maybe one day it will. Maybe not in my
Well,
lifetime.
You did propose an alliance with us, and I think that's something that we're interested in. I don't think that, at least speaking for myself, that you're certainly in no danger from me. You healed me. Donk, be nice. I think we can call all things even in that regard. However, I think that your idea is intriguing. I think that someone needs to bring the cults together around here. There's a lot going on, and if you've got some thoughts or a plan or things like that, that you'd like to see set into motion, I'd be glad to hear it.
Well, it's in its infancy. We have no solid plans. We're still trying to gather members, and it's, with cults as old as these, all of their cults have been ingrained throughout centuries of how this cult should be, and to change it is no easy undertaking. It will literally take years to do this. And like I said, I probably won't see the change in my lifetime, but I hope to at least get the ball rolling. And I will admit, I am guilty. There's a lot of piracy that goes on, on the river, on the Desrin River. I'm guilty as charged. That's how I have my hoard. All of the tales of swashbucklery and piracy and sinking ships and stealing ships. I have a whole dock full of them. Hey, I have to earn money somehow. So yes, in that regards, I am involved with the piracy on the Desrin River. So yes, I am guilty as charged.
What do they believe in? I mean, I get it's a cult, right? And they're the cult of the Crush.
Right now, all the cults want to kill each other off. But they want to kill each other off. Each one of these cults think that they're the best. They believe in the element of water, and it's the element that's superior above everything else.
That's it. They believe in water. The other
Pretty
guy's
much,
earth,
yeah.
another guy's fire.
I can. Let me get my Princes of Apocalypse, and I'll read to you the lore of the crushing wave. Give me a second.
I just think that's kind of building an entire army. It's like, how do you even recruit for that? Come to us. We've got water. You need water to survive. Yeah. And the fire's like, but it's got hot enough.
Yeah.
Come over to us. We've got heat, and we can cook food. And then air's like, without us, you can't breathe. I mean, don't they believe in anything else? Like, wanting to bring back a creature from the dark, or?
Well, here's their philosophy. Crushing wave call. I'm afraid to even open this book up because I'm just afraid that it's going to just fall. Every time I open this book up, I hear. So
you hear it creaking?
Oh yeah, This book has already started to fall apart. So the philosophy
to fire their binder.
Oh no, that's just keep making them, man. Crushing wave cultists are almost as patient and stoic as the followers of the Earth cult. They understand the value of outlasting formidable foes and slowly eroding their defenses. However, they are far more flexible and opportunistic in their overall philosophy than the Earth cultists are. Like a flood that seeks the weak point in a levee and then bursts through the ever-growing strength, water cultists are quick to sense an opening and then act to exploit it. This philosophy of pragmatism and opportunism means that the crushing wave is the most mercenary of the four elemental cults. Water cultists eagerly seek out rich prizes and use their ill-gotten loot to develop their schemes.
Well, after hearing that, Donk's a little bit curious. Donk likes schemes. Donk likes mercenary.
Yeah, and
Donk likes water.
And
what's this initiation like, Dave?
And when he's talking about, when he was talking about the cult of eternal flame, you could sense that his tone voice changed, as in like he was more, I don't want to say hostile,
Reverent.
but yeah, he was more reverent, talking about the cult of eternal flame. And plus, he talked about this shapeshifter as being, a fraud
Yeah,
and
he doesn't
whatnot.
seem to like that.
No, he doesn't like the cult of eternal flame. That's for sure.
Do all cults have a druid? I'm saying this as Donk. Do all cults have druids that shapeshift as leaders?
Much like they do fighters, or ones that are proficient in assassination, or casting healing spells, or casting the magic of the arcane arts. Absolutely, every cultist. They are a melting pot of proficient types of. I guess you could say mercenaries. They don't discriminate.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Don't need more dessert.
He claps his hands. They bring out more cakes for you, and some little small pies and rutabaga pies.
Rutabaga.
So
yeah.
let's go into details. What do
Rutabaga.
you need us to do?
I don't need you to do anything in particular, but if you, but I will say this: if you want to
What would you
take
like us to do?
well, I would like for you to take out that fictitious shapeshifter. There is no wicker ritual. That's blasphemy. Right? If
I want to learn.
the elders are turning in their graves.
Would you happen to know where we could possibly find the body of... I can't remember his name.
Oh, one of the Somalar Knights, the brother of the Lish, Caradun, yes, Fenwick Caradun. He does not know of the location of the body. He would probably assume the body still being at the first ambush. That is where the Earth Cultist attacked. And that is this...
Say we go back there first.
Yeah, this is
talking
the
to us,
location
or are you
here
talking to this
on the
guy?
map.
Everybody.
Yeah, where I put the arrow, that's exactly where... He would suspect, Jolliver would probably suspect that, and he says, what do you mean by corpse?
Dave, I'm really sorry, but I gotta run.
Oh, no problem. No problem. Have a good one, Rouse.
Alright, sorry.
Nope, no problem.
No.
She's so nice when her house is on fire. She's so nice about that. First it burned down her internet, and then she got to get on her phone, and now...
And then we were down to just 3.
That's okay. I'll take everybody. I'll roleplay the shit out of everybody.
We will be fine.
So I think Donk is going to look at everybody, and I think Raz and Kel will both agree with me here. We should go back to flying area. I want to get Moon Elf saved and get seeds. They have Moon Elf. Let's do that. Let's go underground and give them some sweet justice for Sasha.
I say we do that after we get the body for the Lich. Remember, we don't want to piss him off.
Nobody know where the body Lich is. We're brother.
We'll go back to the delegation's ambush site.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah,
That's pretty close, I think. Right? I see Feathergale's Reaver ambush. Yeah, there's a path. Karen Road.
Well, considering that Lich is going to be my future mentor, I am.
Well, he said he definitely will.
Taking
He
care
will.
of whatever he wants.
He will take you as a mentee.
Yep, in another 100 years or so.
Are you shape-shifting into a dog over there, Laura?
Oh, can you hear my dog?
You
No,
can
I
hear that
can't.
little, yeah, you can hear it.
She's just been barking nonstop. Sorry.
Maybe you should try feeding her. Sometimes that helps.
Bite me, worm.
Maybe she just needs to get laid.
Oh my god.
Maybe she got laid
bitches.
before
bitches
and
need
she's
to
got
get laid.
puppies from it.
Oh yeah, I wish there was some way to stop that. So hard to put prophylactics on a male dog during breeding. Anyway, we digress. Theo,